Hi, my name is Nick Cap, and this is August 13th, 2024. And I'm going to kind of give you a little uh, preview of kind of what's on my website. I'm really happy that you're here with me in our microbiology HA class. And this is an asynchronous class, so that means that we're not really going to be seeing each other one at a time or at the same time during lecture, and that's okay with me. We're going to be seeing each other in lab on Wednesdays. What I wanted to do real quickly, though, is to kind of read through and see what you're going through for this particular class. What I'm going to do is share this screen, and this is what you should see roughly as a student, hopefully. And I'm going through this. So on your home, it will do recent announcements. I will try and give you an announcement roughly about every other day. You'll see a lot of announcements from me. There are some things that you'll need to know about Skyline and starting this course that I have up here. You'll click on these pages to kind of look through them, and I will go through them very, very quickly. Uh, Again, the virtual campus that we have kind of talks a lot about everything that you need to do things virtually at Skyline College. Again, if you have any problems with anything, just call me at cap, not sorry, call me, but text me cap at smccd.edu, and that will be a great thing because it keeps a paper record of things. The second thing is we got a STEM center. That's a really good area to be in class. We have this STEM team inside of there. And so, again, they give us a letter on here, and you can reach out to the STEM center. And so, basically, what the STEM center is a place for like-minded students like yourselves who are in STEM to get help when you're studying. And that's located in building 7, if you can do that. Our computer technology, if we look at this as well at that, we do have a support center for computer technology. And so I don't know how helpful they will be, but usually when you're under a deadline or something like that, they are there to kind of guide you through. Skyline will also lend you, I guess, materials if you need through new. The bookstore is great when you're on campus here. I'd recommend that you go to our bookstore and go to the website here and see what they offer. So they do have copies of the book. I think they have hard copies of this kind of open resource textbook that we'll be using in the class, and you'll see that there. And Canvas student guide. We will be using Canvas as our course management systems, and so you can lean into this. And this is a guide basically on how to use the Canvas guide in here. Our big thing is you being able to kind of log into Canvas and being able to get your assignments from Canvas, and also to submit your assignments in Canvas. The great thing about this particular class is that we will be seeing each other in labs twice a week. And so if you have any problems with this, you can bring your computer and I can show you kind of right there. Counseling, Skyline has a number of counselors to talk to you about being a college student, but also talking to you if you're having some problems in your life. I'm a biologist. I'm an older and wiser person, but that's not kind of my jam and kind of what I do. And while I will try and have as much empathy for your situation as possible, I can't really help you with a lot of that. I have a PhD in molecular and cellular biology, not in psychology. And so again, all the all the things that I can give you in resources for life are things that I just kind of learned through hard knocks. And again, those aren't necessarily great. We have Educational Access Center. I have worked with them a lot in the past, and you could go on here and click on their website in order to see kind of what they have. Again, if you have problems with testing, if you have problems with getting your work done, that may be a group in order to see. And so there are some accommodations that they will do. And so if they test you and they feel that you need the accommodations, it's not me feeling that you need the accommodations. If they say that you need the accommodations, and then we will work on those with you. Health services, we do have a nurse on campus, and I may send you over there to kind of look and talk with her. Again, there are a number of mental health issues, which would be more counseling. The nurses would be getting things like vaccines, and I do give extra credit for people who go get vaccines, and I will talk to you a little bit about that later on in the classroom and stuff. And so, again, definitely while you're here on campus, that nurse is there for you. And as a student, you do have access to our own nurse that we have. The Learning Center is very similar to the STEM Center that we have, and they can provide you with tutoring. And again, some of what we do in this class is going to be rapid critical thinking, being able to think on your feet, being able to type while you're thinking on your feet, being able to use the technology, and thinking about what we were doing. And so the Learning Center can help with a lot of those things as they come up. And then technology, the online course resources that we have, technology support are all things that we can do there. The library has a number of resources. I'd recommend that you look at the resources from the library. And I may have us talk to a librarian, and you're going to be doing a lot of research, and it's great to Google stuff, but we also have a library, and we have people who do research all the time, and so they are there to help you with this. For general microbiology, there's a number of things that you will need. We have a course syllabus in which I say a lot of the same thing. But again, in the course syllabus, if we click on the course syllabus, this is going to send you out to a Google Doc. I do want you to be able to use Google Docs. And so if you don't have an account, you should get an account on there. And you will be able to view the course syllabus. Make sure that you print a copy of this out. And this is something that you can use for your other courses. And again, I tell you much the same information I had before. The title of this course is General Microbiology. It's 4 units. We meet in 7237 for our laboratory. That's Monday and Wednesdays from 12:10 until, I believe, 1:30. It's roughly about 90 minutes. The lectures for the class are asynchronous, so it's here me talking to you, and it's you working through things and trying to figure it out. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that is. Lab, you need to wear proper personal protective devices, PPD, not PPE, PPD. As listed in class. Basically, you need to come in socks and shoes and hair tied back, glasses, and a lab coat. We can provide you with a lab coat if you need one. Again, this is kind of be the inverted classroom where it's doubly inverted, where I'm basically planning some lectures. You look at those lectures, you read the materials, and then there are some activities for you to do. Prerequisites for this course aren't much, in that you have basically had a laboratory class before, and that you have some proficiency in the English language. The course outline of record, I was on the Academic Senate for a number of years, and the course outline of record is a document that we share with all of our articulation partners wherever you're going to go. And so you can show them our Biology 240, and it should show you what's inside the class. They may want to see a syllabus, which is this document here, or they may want to see that. This is the course description. We're looking at the morphology, taxonomy, ecology, and physiology of microorganisms, and with emphasis on the bacteria. Laboratory techniques on culture and identification of bacteria, recommended for agriculture, biochemistry, nursing, which a lot of you probably are, pre-medical, pre-dental, biotechnology, engineering, and other life sciences major. Your instructor is me, Nick Cap, and you can contact me at cap@smccd.edu. That's the best way to do it because it leaves a paper trail on there. I will have offices on Monday from 11 till noon, the hour before a lab. So if you want to come into lab and work on things previous, not the future stuff in lab, you can do that. I also run a biotechnology manufacturing club on Fridays from roughly about 10 until 1 o'clock. If this I'm so I will be here. So if you need to go into lab for open lab, kind of let me know, and we can do this. And I will talk about the biotechnology manufacturing. Again, what's my philosophy on on microbiology? Um, Again, everything that you do is affected by microorganisms. Lynn Margolis, who I like, who talked a lot about philosophy of this. I have a quote from her. It's a little bit long. I'll try and do it. We are part of an intricate network that comes from the original bacterial takeover of the earth. Microbes invented all of life's essential chemical systems, all of its rules for living and change. Microbes put oxygen into the atmosphere. They built huge structures of rock that changed the face of the earth. And through symbiosis, they created us. We are the results of microbes. Everyone, scientist or not, needs to have some familiarity with the activities of microorganisms. Knowledge of microbial ecology, physiology, and genetics has contributed much to what we know today about the fundamental natures of all living organisms. Microbiology will introduce you to the diversity of microorganisms, their role in nature, and their role in human health and disease. The principles you study in microbiology are applicable to all biology related professions, including human medicine, veterinary medicine, ecology, and biology, biotechnology. And so I do emphasize this in that even though we may be looking at things that cause disease, we're looking at diseases in order to, rather than just identify the organism, identify the disease, what we're going to do is look at the ecology of this. And that's important to do that. And I will look at those aspects of there. Learning outcomes, you're going to be using aseptic technique in clinical and laboratory environments. You're going to identify bacteria. You're going to discuss and understand the role of microorganisms in healthy individuals and in infectious diseases. So again, microbes aren't only causing diseases, our health is due to them as well. And you are going to discuss and understand the principles of cellular metabolism, molecular genetics, and immunology. That's a lot of stuff for a class, but I'm sure you will enjoy it. Attendance, regular attendance is kind of required. Again, this asynchronous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of look at you and so, how much activity are you doing online every week? There are some assignments that I'm going to give you, but I also will need to see that you're kind of looking at things through Canvas. And if you're not doing that, then again, that's going to affect your grade, and that's going to affect a possibility of you kind of doing well in this class. Grade of W, I try not to get out W's as much, but again, if you have something that really overwhelms you in the beginning of the class, you may need to withdraw by the class, but that's not really in your best interest. See your counselor. Requirements, again, I want you to have taken all quizzes, 3 midterm projects, kind of like tests. I don't necessarily give tests as much. We'll do projects, but they're timed. They're very short, and you have a period of time to do that, and we'll talk about those a little bit later. No makeup exams or projects will be given. So what I tend to do a lot of times sometimes is drop your lowest ones, and so we'll do that. Grading policy, anything above 90% is an A, B plus is 85 to 90%, B is 80, C is C plus. And so, again, we'll look at that. Again, my classes tend to skew towards the B a little bit more. If you're here and you're doing stuff, you're going to be able to pass the class. Again, I would like students and myself to adhere to the code of conduct that's outlined in the college catalog. And while I'm not putting a link here, I do think that you should be aware of that. Academic not dishonesty, honesty is very important, and again, plagiarizing things without crediting the sources is not necessarily a good thing. And we'll talk about that a little bit. There is a textbook that we have, as well as other materials that I will provide you with. And we look at a lot of stuff online. There is OpenStax has a microbiology book that they have that should be free to you, and go ahead and use that. And class, I will be handing out handouts. OpenStax has some materials as well as well. Again, your exams are going to be kind of on some midterm exams and projects. These are things that I will give you to do. That's about 25% of your grade. The final exam is about 15% of your grade. Weekly quizzes are about 5% of your grade. Attendance participation is 5%. Discussions, which is also your participation, another 15%. Class lecture is about 65% of the grade of this class. Class labs, again, are the other 35%. And for labs, what we're going to be doing is that each week you'll be doing a lab and filling those out and learning some materials. You will be giving what we call an M&M report on a particular disease and presenting it into the classroom. And you will also have some small lab projects for about 5% of the grade. Again, do the Carnegie units. This is a 4-unit class. You're expected to work at least an additional 8 hours outside of the class. Kind of reading and looking at stuff. And so this, trouble isn't to say synchronous class. Again, for every hour that you're kind of watching me talk on here, you should be doing 2 or 3 hours of other work that's on there. And so, again, with the 3 hours in lab and 8 to 12 hours working on this particular class, it should occupy a good about 20%, 1/5 of your time, waking time for this particular semester. The lecture materials will be placing. I'll be doing modules on these. You'll definitely need to take a look at those. But basically, what we see is I go by week, the dates here, and then we have our introductions to our class, materials on Canvas, and our overview. And we're going to be doing lab safety and hand washing, and those materials will come up for you. Ideally, I want to get materials for the laboratories out the week before, and so we could talk a little bit about that during the week. The download for the lectures and everything else that I'm going to have is going to be basically on Fridays, and you'll have basically till the following Saturday to get the materials in on that. And so again, we have 2 Mondays that are holidays, and I believe one Wednesday that's a flex day that will affect our lab schedule. So you can go ahead and see this, and I will be publishing modules online for those. Again, just like I said before, we have support services for you. Ask a lot of times. I'm expecting you to read this, but if you don't read this or you go over it, just ask. That's kind of one of the great things. Again, class conduct, I would like you to treat everyone, yourselves and me, with the dignity that we deserve. And again, I need to treat everyone with dignity as well. Again, we have a number of these kind of codes of conduct that we have on there. You are expected to read the material before coming to class. I will be, again, for the rest of the semester, you'll have about a week to read some of the materials. And again, I've published what's in the lab, what's in the textbook, so you can at least read the textbook. Communication is really good. Probably your best bet is activating your student email and texting me through email, but also having discussions in the book here. Canvas has a way for you to send me a message through Canvas, but it is not as, I don't look at it as much as I do kind of mysmcct.edu. All right, that's basically a bit of congratulations. I read through a lot of stuff and looked at a lot of stuff, and I will chunk these up and put them in a little bit smaller pieces on Canvas. But I just want you to know, I want you to have a kind of a wonderful semester, and I think you're going to really enjoy this microbiology class. So, bye now. And let's see, can I stop this?